I asked you before we started talking, take me back to the experience of Reggie Jackson, the three bombs, and you being in the dugout as a bad boy and stuff. Like, how crazy was that day?
Great, one of the great. Well, it was my second greatest day in baseball. My first, naturally, being the day that George Steinbrenner picked me up off the streets and made me the Yankee bat boy. But Reggie hitting the 3 home runs and me being a part of that by having him take the curtain call, things to that effect. It was beautiful. It was a great day. And the next day at the parade in the Canyon of Heroes, I was next to Reggie, and I'll always be grateful that he insisted that I stand next to him, as you can see in the old picture. So it's very cool.
Yeah, so that's amazing stuff. Like, this is the perspective I want because I wasn't alive, but it's like a lot of our listeners weren't on this planet when this happened. So we love hearing this from you, and it's just like we look at all these clips, we look at all these videos, so that's all we can go on. We look at stats, but like you saw these guys play, so it's like cool to get your perspective on it. And I appreciate the insights you're giving me. So I know you're really into Thurman too, and like Willie Randolph and all that. And you were telling me like those are some of your favorite guys.
Well, Willie was a guy that I played. I was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates as a shortstop, and so in essence, I got to play with Willie for a second. He was a second baseman. I always kid him at the fact that I was a second-round pick and Willie was a seventh-round pick. So, but Willie hits me back with the fact that, hey, at least I got to the major leagues, he says. Okay, kudos to you.
Yeah, no, that's crazy talk, because, like, I remember reading that, too. I think, like, in your book, you were mentioning some of that stuff. I didn't know you were a second rounder, I think, until I read the book. Like, it took me a little bit to figure that out.
I could play a little bit now.
I wish you got any old clips you could pass me? I'd love to see it.
No, you don't need to see my clips, all right?
Yeah, so let's think about that. So, like, I saw Joe Torre yesterday. I said, hey, doing for the Wild, nothing like too extensive. And it just made me think, like, I'm upset I wasn't, like, old enough to fully appreciate that journey that they went through. Because, like, why
are you bringing up Joe Torre for? What's he all about?
Because I'm getting there, you'll see.
All right, so you got to remember, I'm a Billy Martin guy, okay?
Okay.
A true great Yankee manager. I'm not saying that Torre wasn't. Torre was fine. He had a great team. He had 2 teams, as a matter of fact. The team on the bench was as good as the team on the field. That's how great those Yankee teams of the 90s were, the Derek Jeter era Yankees, okay? Incredible teams. So, I mean, you could have managed that team, okay?
I think maybe I do a halfway decent job at it. But you know what? That is, I do respect that. The reason I'm bringing up Joe is because that's the last time the Yankees won consistently was with him. Like, we had the 4 to 5 years.
What I just say. He had 2 teams. They were outstanding. The team on the bench was as good as the team on the field. So you could have managed that team. Anyway, go ahead. Hit me up with Joe. You got to remember. And I'm going to emphasize again, I'm a Billy Martin guy. Okay. Go ahead. No disrespect, Joe. No disrespect. Okay? But Billy had to manage. But anyway, no disrespect, Joe. You know.
You know what? Honestly, that's a good point. I'll give you that, because those teams were loaded. I'm not going to lie to you. And if we really want to get into bad sides, the collapse in '04 was inexplainable, and that's, like, on him a lot. So, like, that's, like, really bad. And then they shouldn't have lost the World Series to the Marlins. The Diamondbacks won was fluky. You had Kurt Schilling, you had Randy Johnson. I can't say anything about that.
I got no say on that. That's your saying. I'm not even gonna say anything about that World Series or anything like that. So
all right,
anyway,
I'll roll over that. So let's go back to Billy, since you were talking about Billy. There's so many crazy, interesting stories with him. But, like, what was your favorite part about, like, being in the clubhouse with Billy?
Billy always made me feel like I was a part of the team. Billy always made me feel like I was special. Billy never belittled me. Billy never made me feel inferior. Billy never made me feel like bat boys were bottom of the, he made the bat boys feel like they were very important to the team, that everybody had a job to do, and we did it, and we wanted to make Billy feel good about us. You know what I'm saying? We just never wanted to let him down, and that's why I have deep love and respect for Billy Martin. And, you know, like, on my lowest moments, like, he would take me to dinner. I'll never forget, he's the man that introduced me to Frank Sinatra.
That's crazy,
the chairman of the board. And at the time, the first time I went to Patsy's with to meet Mr. Sinatra, it was like I was feeling like I didn't belong there. I wasn't good enough to be there. And between Billy and Mr. Sinatra, they just knocked that out of me. They made me feel like I too am somebody, and to keep your head up high. And let me just add that George Steinbrenner was always like that. He always made me feel like I was important, like I mattered. After he died, a big part of me died too, because I didn't have that same confidence anymore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I lost that confidence because of different people saying little things here and there. That was painful.
I have to say, I know you were really close and he gave you your job and everything. It's definitely tough because a lot of stuff changed. I don't think anything got better after it. Obviously, it was all things are way different now. It's definitely upsetting. George is a guy that resonates with me just because that's what I knew when I was growing up. Hey, I knew he was an aggressive owner. He was going to do whatever he could to win. He didn't care who he offended. He didn't care how much money he had to spend. He didn't care if he was to pay out of his own pocket. He would go get the guy if he wanted to go get the guy. And the Yankees don't operate like that anymore. That is a little bit frustrating sometimes.
No, but you got to remember, it's a different game today. Mm-hmm. Today is a very, very different game. The money is through the roof. The money is a whole different game. It's easy to say, "Oh, George would have done this and George would have done that." Very easy to say that.
That's fair.
But you don't know what George would have done because when you're talking about, one player makes a whole payroll of that era. Okay, now
that's true.
The monies are such that you can't do what he used to do anymore. You have to be very, very careful. So to criticize Hal is idiotic, okay? Because Hal is doing the best that he can, and he has to answer to partners, etc., what have you.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the things that the fans just do not understand.
That's fair.
Or don't want to understand. But as far as what Hal is doing a hell of a job. And Randy Levine, who runs the business of the Yankees. And under the circumstances, Cash is doing, as the general manager, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
No, yeah, I get it. It's just it's semantics a little bit. The money, the luxury tax penalties are rough. It does affect you. I get it. They don't have the bankroll the Dodgers.
We didn't have that then.
Essence, but
we didn't have that in the past.
Yeah, it's true. George didn't have to deal with that.
George Steinbrenner was the perfect owner for that
time.
era.
Yeah.
Okay, Billy Martin was the perfect manager for that time. Billy couldn't manage today because of all the inner rules.
He would hate the analytics and all the front office things and all that.
He probably ended up murdering somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. So let's go to managing. How do you feel Boone's done on this time?
Under the circumstances, Boone is the right guy for that job. Under the circumstances, Boone is the right guy for that job. He comes from baseball pedigree. His father was a great, great baseball man. His brothers were great baseball players. He's done a very nice job, and I'm glad that he's the guy there.
So, how do you feel that these guys have developed on the farm? I feel like the farm's been getting a little bit better. They've used a lot of arms for
I can't respond on the farm because I just haven't had enough time with the farm people like I used to in the old days.
Okay.
In the old days, Mr. Steinbrenner would have me go check everything out, this and that. I would give him a report, etc. What happened? We don't operate like that because I don't answer to Hal Steinbrenner, and I don't answer to Brian Cashman. I answer to Randy Levine.
Okay, that makes sense. So I like what I'm seeing down there. We'll see how it all comes together. What were your thoughts on Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Williams,
great
Freed?
pickups? Bellinger is a great pickup. He's a great baseball player. He's a great athlete, and I think that in the immortal words of Frank Sinatra, the best is yet to come.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I was clamoring for Bellinger for 2 to 3 years, so I was very interested in that one. Goldschmidt, hopefully he's all right with the back.
Goldschmidt is a good pickup for 1 year. Hopefully he has one very decent year left.
He might. They're gonna need it. So hopefully he does. So Devin obviously is a great closer. That goes without saying. Max, especially with the Garrett Cole news, is essential now. So it's good that they got both those guys. I feel like their pitching would have been, it's still going to be pretty good, I think. It would have been like top tier elite, Garrett and like Luis Hill was in it, but he'll at least come back at some point this year. So like, it's almost like 2019 I'm going to do the next man up, but it's like before the season's even starting, so it's interesting.
Listen, 2025 is going to be an exciting year for all of baseball, not just for the Yankees, but for all of baseball. It's going to be exciting because everybody's going to have the same issues. Everybody's going to have injuries. Everybody's going to have, so it's going to be an exciting year for baseball all around.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, we got Dodgers Cubs today at 6 in the morning, so we're technically back in less than like 12 hours, so like 7-ish now, so that's crazy.
And understand something. Everybody's talking about that the Dodgers are a juggernaut. But you know what? In a short series, anything can happen and usually does. So don't count the Dodgers as being world champions just yet.
That's fair.
Because I think in a 7-game series, I think the Yankees can overtake the Dodgers. We just got to get there first.
Okay, I mean, last year it was right there taking. I don't want to go all into that rabbit hole, but we both know what took place.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, let's not do that, but everyone knows what we could talk about, so we'll skip that.
I'd rather not. We won the World Series, and that's a hell of an achievement within itself, okay?
Honestly speaking, you're right, because it was 15 years without making it, so it was good to return.
That's right.
And there has to be some respect held towards that, because like, it is important, and it could be a stepping stone, because sometimes you gotta go through it a little bit to like finally achieve what you need to achieve, and like maybe that was the turning point. The defense is way better as a result of it, I would say, because they've cleaned up basically all their defensive lapses from last year for the most part. So I think that'll help. It's just the offense has to like be good enough to like support everything else, kind of.
The offense has also improved, whether you want to hear it or not, from the standpoint of Soto leaving. Okay, we're strong. We're stronger all around. The defense is better, and Bellinger is going to be a pretty decent 280, 25 home runs,
and even more,
80 ribbies. I'm just giving you the
4.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's what I think that this guy's going to do. So in turn, between that, I think that we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, like I said, Bellinger was definitely one of my favorite moves of the offseason, I think. Goldschmidt's definitely has a chance to be good still. Max Fried's going to have to step up right away and be the ace. So
that's why we gave him all that money.
Yeah. So, like, were you happy with that move when you saw that one come across?
I was surprised that we got him. Okay, I thought it was a hell of a pickup. I think that this guy's going to be a guy that wins 15 games if he's allowed to go long.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing on that. So, like, we'll start ending soon. I'll give you some of my final ones. So tell me, like, what was the coolest moment you saw Billy manage? Like, what was the cool managerial move he made that made, like, a big difference for them back then?
It's just too many. Billy Martin was just brilliant. Billy Martin was, I'll never forget one day Lou Piniella wasn't playing. And so then when he got into the dugout, he picked the best seat in the house because he said, I want to sit as close to Billy as possible because this man is going to put on a show right from here. And he was right, because Billy was always 3 innings ahead of everybody.
Oh, wow.
And I've seen managers from the other bench clap after a Billy Martin move. I've never seen that again.
I never knew that. That's really good. That's why we got you here. That's some hard-hitting stuff.
Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa. One day, Billy outsmarted him in a play, and La Russa looked at Billy. Billy looked at La Russa, and La Russa started clapping.
That's hysterical, man.
Because La Russa, in essence, knew that there was something that he learned from there.
That's actually really cool. So, like, in recent years, like, I'm curious, what's been, like, a cool moment for you? Like, let's go for the Boone era. Like, what's been, like, a highlight of the Boone era for you?
From the Boone, listen, it's tough for me to pick a moment because, well, you know what? Gio Urshela was really cool. When Boone gave Gio Urshela the opportunity to be our third baseman, and he had like an all-star type year that first year.
2019, yeah.
Okay, I mean, he was terrific. And
It was really good.
And you know what? That was the aspect of Boone trusting Gio and understanding the talent. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was really, really hoping that Gio Urshela was going to get re-signed, because had he been re-signed for minimal dollars, he'd be our third baseman today.
Oh,
you understand what I'm saying? But he's going to do a hell of a job for the Oakland A's, I can tell you that.
You know what? Like, it's actually interesting because, like, I've been telling a lot of people, and, like, I think I kind of told you this too, maybe. That's, like, the type of player the Yankees need to play third base right now. Like, the someone you're not expecting to, like, and it has, like, some good tools. Like, I mentioned Brian Hayes, like, Charlie's son the other day, because we were at the Pirates game together. But, like, I don't know if the Pirates actually trade him, but that's, like, the type of guy who would really intrigue me if they could do it. I don't know if anything's going to happen, like you said, but, like...
I wouldn't be overly crazy about him. Again, Gio, you know, and it's not fair for me to mention Gio so much, because Gio to me is like a son.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
we became that close. We did a lot of charity stuff together, like nobody's business. I hadn't been with a player as far as helping people in the community since the days of Thurman Munson, etc. You know, or Francisco Cervelli was wonderful. We had there was some really super guys, you know. So I really wish that we had gotten Gio back.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see him back, because, like, you could have easily made a case to bring him back due to, like, the certain current circumstances that are going on. But, like we said, Oswaldo couldn't have been that guy.
No,
He's the guy right now, so.
He'd be my choice, but then again, what do I know? But he'd be my choice. I like Oswaldo very much.
Yeah, I think he'll end up getting a nice 125 to 140 this year based on, like, how things look right now. Peraza might get some starts against lefties here and there, but, like, Cabrera's definitely going to play more if, like, they don't do anything else. I would say it's pretty fair. So,
let me just add.
Go ahead.
Before we close up here, is I want to thank Chaz Palminteri, Richard Gere, William O'Connell, naturally, who's the creative force behind my documentary Bat Boy, which will be out towards the end of the year. Louis Guzman, I need to thank. Just incredible work in my documentary. Maria Cooper Janis, Gary Cooper's daughter, and some wonderful people. And also this week we're actually going to be shooting John Hart, who is the president and general manager of the Cleveland Indians, who I had actually went over there to help with their drug rehab program in dealing with their psychologist, Charlie Marr. So just a lot of very, very interesting people, a lot of great actors that have been great friends and people like that throughout the years who participate in the documentary. And naturally my son, John Eric, who delivered 5 babies.
Wow.
And Jennifer Hudson had him on her show, and he mentioned some great things in this documentary about his love of George Steinbrenner, and Billy Martin Jr. is on. So it's going to be a fun, great documentary. You know, you learn about my time with the great Muhammad Ali, you know, and the man that he was just one of the most incredible people ever. So, you know, I hope that it turns out good. Frankie Valli, and I'm trying, you know, a lot of people that, again, participated and are wonderful, and I love and have supported me, and I thank them so very much. And the whole Yankee organization, George and the whole Yankee organization for 50 years have given me life. So, you know, I can't say enough about the Yankees, the Yankee brand, and the love that I have gotten from there. Reggie Jackson, who was always a big brother, and Thurman Munson, who was always my big brother, and who I so desperately miss every single day.
Yeah, when you told me he was my age when he died, that was a little bit trippy for me, honestly.
He was this guy's age when he left this world.
3-2, in case anyone doesn't know, which is nuts.
He was a man's man. I'm not saying that you're not a man's man.
Yeah, but I'm not Thurman Munson, no.
You ain't
Let's just call it spade,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
We don't have to get too crazy there, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I ain't knocking you.
Hey, it's all good. So I'll give you one more because we're gonna end this now. Fernando Cruz. We've been talking about him a little bit. So, like, what do you think he's gonna bring to the Yankees this year?
God, Fernando Cruz, the guy that we got from the Cincinnati Reds, terrific pitcher, one of the greatest split fingers I have ever seen in my life. And he's also a big fan of the Lion King. So every time he comes on the mound, you're going to hear the music to the Lion King. Whatever the song is. And so it's going to be, he's going to be a lot of fun. He's going to be exciting for the kids. And it's going to make everybody want to go see the Lion King. And let's not forget that one of the Yankee owners is the producer of the Lion King. So
I did not know that.
Netherlander.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you must do your homework, man. Do your damn homework.
I do a lot of homework.
Jeez.
That's extensive, but that is cool. But okay, so Ray, thank you. I appreciate you, and good luck with everything. I can't wait to watch the doc when it comes out.
It's going to be great. Everybody, watch Bat Boy. It's really the story of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because we have all had challenges in this life, and it ain't been easy. 7 boys in my house, and I'm the only one that's alive today. So I have a couple of people that I need to really be thankful to, especially our Lord and Savior, man, our higher power, God, Jesus Christ, etc. You know, just you've had a master plan for me, and you have a master plan for all of us.
Well, that's a powerful message, and we'll definitely hits home for sure. So thanks again, and like I can't wait to watch the doc. When you tell me like when you're doing stuff, so I'll share it. Like if you give me some information, like I'll share it, like when you put out like your post about it or whatever, so like I can get some more people to hopefully watch it.
All right, rock and roll.